Welcome back. This is going to be remaking. So starting with power bait, crazy leg trigger crawls, pumpkin green fleck. It's just pumpkin with a green flake. Nice color. Also a nice little bait, but turned into some ecto crawls. It's almost, they make it pretty much like a flip-in bait because you can pull the appendages apart, and it surprisingly is not that salty. I mean, I'm stretching it pretty good and none of the salt's coming out, so, which is a good thing. I am not a fan of salt. It's a pain in the butt. And if you ever get, so Angling AI makes a mold that's pretty much the same thing. I think it's called the beta crawl or beta crawl. And if you ever get a mold like this, you could easily just remake them into the same exact thing, and they'll look cleaner because all the salt is recondensed into them from sitting in the bags for years or so. And they're also degassed, so they won't have, man, I need to cut my fingernails. They won't have, like, all the dents from the salt and everything. I mean, I don't know how well it comes through on camera, but if you can see in the light how it's not smooth. But I'm going to go ahead and heat those up, probably degas them off camera, and I'll meet you back when it's time to inject into the ecto crawls first. Okay, so as you can see, bubbles galore. Power Bait is a pretty bad company when you reheat it. Bubbles a lot, almost as boiling. But one thing when you're like ever doing this with baits, don't stick it in for a normal cup of glass salt. I stuck it in for 2 minutes and it came out almost ready. I mean, it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds on my microwave. So for the average, I would start with a minute or a minute 30, because it just needs heated up probably another 30 and it's ready. Alright, it's ready to inject. I had to degas it twice, but it's around 230 or 330, 320 range. Felt like a good injection. And surprisingly, this color seems to stay the same. It didn't lose color at all. Depending on how much is left, I might tweak the color and possibly like green highlight or pearl copper, more glitter maybe. So this actually has, I don't know how well you can see, black flake in it too. Probably like 0.015 black flake. But upcoming is Yum Dingers, Watermelon Gold Fleck, Old Gamblers, Mega Daddy Copperfield. They're like a 5-inch crawfish, 6-inch. They're huge. And then more crazy leg trigger crawls, Watermelon Candy. Now just waiting for this to cool down. I don't need to top that off, but I'll meet you back when that's time to demold. Okay, demold. Still hot, but it was sitting on the grill, so. Looks good. Let's see if I can get this laid out. Looks good in the ecto crawl. Very glittery. Although I don't know how well you can tell, but it is way smoother than what it was before, when it was still the trigger curls, or crazy leg trigger curls. Just gonna throw them back in their same bag, and they still stink like power bait. I don't mind the smell until like halfway through the reheat. It was awful. But gonna reheat that because there's enough to do another shoot, and we're gonna tweak the color. So I'll meet you back here in like a minute or two. Okay, tweaking this color. Voila, and voila. So, measuring spoons. Obviously there's a lot of green flake in there, so we're just gonna go with a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Way too big. Actually, I didn't say that. A 1/32 of a teaspoon, because we only got a quarter cup of plastic, so which can make a decent amount of baits. Might have to do another one. Yeah, we'll do like half of another one. Alright, that's good for the red flake. And now onto the green highlight. Don't want a lot of this. Just no measurement. Like that much. Of a 1/64. Because I want to see it. So. And if you really kind of don't want to see it, then add way less than what I just did. Looks good. I'm gonna get that mixed in good. Reheat, then degas, and inject. So I'll meet you back here in just a second. Oh, wait. There's the color. Plastic's ready. That red is actually a bit bigger than the green. Another good way to mess with this color would be add 0.04 Kelly green glitter. It would add texture to it. Hopefully that injected good, because I might have ran out of plastic. But I'll meet you back when it's time to demold. I guess I should give a shout out to my mother for supplying these baits that she had literally no idea she had. I mean, who needs 3 or 4 packs of these? Same color, same bait. Are you kidding me? But no, thanks, Mom. I mean, especially for the old gamblers. I'm keeping one of them and not remelting them. Gamblers look amazing, and they don't have like any imperfections in their baits. So I'll meet you back when it's time to demold. Alright, demold time. Demold time came way faster than I was expecting. I mean, like 5 seconds after I turned off the camera, the mold was ready. And of course we had bubbles in both of them. Lovely. But still a good color. Right there is a big bubble, and right there. But looks good. I'll probably remelt them after this video and fix that, but good color, and on to the next one. which is going to be whichever one falls off the griddle. Of course, none of them. Okay, more power base. This one fell off the griddle first, so onto those. Okay, injection. I forgot to put the little screws onto the mold. Actually, hold on. Okay, never mind. I was going to make 1 or 2 swim bait or stick baits with it, and the neighbor is mowing his yard, but I decided not to. My phone is sitting on a mold to hold it up, to film, because I don't have any fancy dancy camera or tripod thing, which I should probably get one. That way I can actually use my mold. But of course it's on the stick bait, so. But I decided not to, just gonna go with the Ecto Crawl again. Okay, watermelon candy Ecto Crawls with probably like a 0.35 or 0.035 Kelly Green and grape glitter with some either 0.015 or 0.008 black glitter. Not sure. All hexagon, no square. But I'll meet you back when it's time to demold. Demold. Just gonna do these 2 for now. I'll do others off camera probably. Probably not today either. Got 2 more colors to get through, so. And I don't want this to be a crazy 40-minute long video like I accidentally did with the disco crawl one. But looks good. In the Ecto Crawl. Very good in the Ecto Crawl, actually. Looks way better in the Ecto Crawl than the Trigger Crawl. Or Crazy Leg Trigger Crawl. Just gonna throw this back into its old bag. I'll have to set those out later. I've just been sticking in them for now. I just realized that. That way they're not all kinked up when I go fishing, but alright, so next is just completely drop that, and again will be stickworms. So I need to clean out my mold and get you guys off the mold, that way I can use it. But these things, I'm just remaking them in since all the salt is sticking out of them. Gonna recondense it down. Don't know how many will actually get out of it, but hopefully some. So let's see, can I pull that out yet? Yes, I can. A little hot. Okay. So these little fellers in there. Ew, that is nasty salt. Personal preference, I hate salt. Okay, so I heated it up and degassed, and I only had like less than a 1/4 cup, which is never gonna even fill 1 stick bait. So all I did here, added new plastic salt, which yes is gonna dilute the color, but I should be able to fix that, and it shouldn't be too bad. So just gonna stir that in as best as possible. Then I'm going to reheat that and I'll meet you back. Okay, so it is a bit lighter since I added that, not too much. And that green was not a dark watermelon. I could probably achieve that with just straight avocado. But we're just going to add few drops. Okay, that's like 10. That's looking good. And just to darken it up a little bit. Geez, that black was sealed shut. Just gonna add a drop of black. Possibly two. No, that one did it. I'm gonna add a little bit more gold flake. I'm not gonna add any more black flake. If I had that size, I would. But I don't. And I actually think it would look just fine without more. And this dead on AU's 79 looks pretty good. And pretty close. A little bit of that. Oh. And a little bit more. Never too much glitter. Darn, I got that avocado on my sweatshirt. It'll come off. Alright, now I'm just going to degas that a second time. And then I'll meet back when it's time to inject it into... Geez, I really shook the camera when I hit the mold. The Angling AI 5-inch stick bait, core shot. Although I don't have the core rods in it, so. Ready for injection, 350. Looks like a great color. Slow and steady injection. Okay. Oh man. Must have got a lot of bubbles in that, or it just cooled down that quick. Looks good. Looks like it. When it came out of the bag. Just all the salt has been recondensed. The only thing different about this worm, hold on, gotta top that off, than the worm that I just put out that bag. The worm in the bag had like a hook slot thing. I didn't get a good look at it. I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of a harder worm because most likely they used worm plastic, which is like a soft durometer or medium soft durometer plastic. The plastic I mixed into it would be, well, was, still is, swim bait, jerk bait blend, which is a medium, just a medium, yeah, medium durometer of plastic. Which, when you're just starting baits, I would suggest swim bait, jerk bait, because it's in between crawl tube, which is hard or medium hard durometer, and worm, which is medium soft. Now, if you're making baits just for saltwater, either go crawl tube or saltwater. Saltwater's hard durometer, crawl tube is medium hard, so. I don't know much about saltwater. Can't say I've ever done it. Well, not true. I've fished saltwater before, but I don't know enough about it. Okay, so a little bit longer till that's ready to demold. I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, demold. Oh, jeez. Okay, there it went. That little screw was locked. Well, possibly wasn't locked on there. It was possibly just my fingers being oily from all the worm oil on these baits. Yep. Looks the same. I wouldn't say there's any difference in that. The only difference in that is the salt is not on the outside of the worm. That was actually a pretty dang good color. Shiny. Alright, so now on to gamblers. Give me a second. Gotta clean off everything and I'll meet you back for the gamblers. Okay, on to the colors. Jeez. Gamblers. I am saving this one. I'm not changing it. It is actually a really good one. Laminate. It looks like they have a little bit more. Alright, so the top has small red, bottom has small gold. That is like the only difference between, so it is a laminate. Oh, sorry, that was 100% off camera. But you can see it's probably like a 1 drop of black and like obviously watermelon on top, but square orange flake, and that appears to be the only square flake in there. I'm gonna heat that up and meet you back in a second for ecto crawls again. Okay, it's ready. And like, shout out to gamblers, because I almost didn't degas it because I didn't see any bubbles and that sounded awful. But there was only micro bubbles in it from me stirring. And that was probably a bad injection because I took ever for the color to get in there from all that air. Hopefully there's one good one. As long as it's good enough for the example. I'll mess around longer some other day with it to get it right, but good color. Get in focus. There. I'll meet you back in only like 3 seconds when that's ready to demold, because it's not going to take long. Okay, demold, like I said. Like a few seconds. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Okay, you get the point. You can tell what that's supposed to look like. Gorgeous. Yeah, so I'll mess around with that another day. I might put it up like on another video of the results. But I am done out here for now. Hope you enjoyed, hope you found it inspirational or educational or anything of those sorts. And one more tip. Don't shoot the end of your injector onto the floor. I just went to push it out and it went flying. Probably from all the worm oil that's been on all these baits. I haven't had to oil up my injector at all. So, one last look at this glorious thing. I'm going to start playing around with like epoxy resin and stuff, trying to make custom molds, trying to get them close to the quality of CNC aluminum molds, which they're never going to be exact. CNC aluminum molds are always going to be on top. And specialized like custom crankbait molds and everything. The first thing I'm probably going to be playing around with is going to be a creek jib But yeah, hopefully it works and I get a bunch of chubs, just like a bunch of molds, a bunch of chubs at a time. But I'll hopefully be able to walk you through that process and how it works and everything. Show you cheaper alternatives to doing this. And this is a cheaper alternative. Amazon sells like these off-brand soft plastics. Just get a bunch of those colors if they're colors you use, like 100 packs for 25. Melt them down. You can make different things out of them. I mean, it might end up not being cheap. Like, if you were to sell it, you would probably make no money back. Technically, you wouldn't. You're not supposed to, because that was already a design color. Even though you could probably make the exact same color, but yep, that's it for today, and I'll catch you on the next one.